Yao Asante Ajekum was an alleged accomplice of the most notorious armed robber ever in Ghana, Ataa Ayi. Today, news items are out, videos are out, and they say that he was wrongfully convicted. Man, imagine being wrongfully imprisoned for over 2 decades, over 20 years. That is the story of Yao Asante Ajekum. Charlie Ajekuma Bebrebo Wiase. Ajekuma Bebrebo Wiase. This is Lucas Trendz. If today is your first time or you are here to subscribe to the channel, please consider subscribing. Put your post notification bell on. Yes, if you have not liked the video yet, like it and let us cook.
Let him cook! I said let him cook!
So as I said in the intro, most of us are aware of Ataa Ayi. Growing up, if even somebody is still small for one area, we call him Ataa Ayi, Ataa Ayi. Then so Ataa Ayi is like a notorious armed robber. As I do this video today, Ataa Ayi is still serving his prison sentence. I never knew Ataa Ayi had alleged accomplices until today. A news item broke out that one man called Yao Asante Ajekum. I feel like Smoke actually used him for his song Ajekum because Charlie Ajekum Abebre was actually wrongfully, imprisoned for over 20 years. I was like, how? So let us read a news item from My Joy Online. And this is what the new item said from My Joy Online. They said, freedom at last. Court of Appeal acquits Ataa Ayi's alleged accomplice after 23 years in prison. Yantuaso. The Court of Appeal Accra has acquitted and discharged Yao Asante Ajekum, who was convicted in 2002 as an alleged accomplice of Ghana's most notorious armed robber, Ataa Ayi. Ajekum had served 23 years of a 35-year sentence for conspiracy to commit robbery before the court ruled that he had been wrongfully convicted. The 3-member panel of justices unanimously held that the prosecution failed to prove Ajekum's involvement beyond reasonable doubt and that the evidence against him was circumstantial at best. The acquittal brings closure to the decades-long battle for justice. Speaking to Joy News, Kenneth Jesse, shortly after his release, an emotional Yao Asante Ajekum said, "I knew I was innocent. I always prayed that I would be out of prison." He recounted the moments that changed his life forever. "I was a motor repairer and used to fix Ataa Ayi's motorbike. I did not know he was an armed robber. I only knew him as a taxi driver in the town." Ajekum was arrested while in church in 2001, just a month after his wife had taken seed. He maintained throughout his trial and incarceration that his only link to Ataa Ayi was professional, through his work as a mechanic. His conviction in 2002 came at the height of national crackdown on violence, crime, with Ataa Ayi, born Raymond Ayete, then leading to sophisticated robbery syndicate. The group was known for ambushing individuals after bank withdrawals and terrorizing neighborhoods across Accra and Tema. Ataa Ayi was captured in 2005 and sentenced to 160 years in prison with hard labor, cementing his family in Ghana's criminal history. So yes, this is basically the story on My Joy News Online, which clearly shows that Ajekum, Yao Asante Ajekum, who was alleged to be an accomplice to the notorious Ataa Ayi, was actually wrongfully convicted. Man, this story is sad.
Mekase baako no wo minim na na meboa me na ye adwuma ma no minim ni fie nyina eno ni hwan ayi Ataa Ayi okay minim ni fie nyina ni minim se o ye konfo ana oje ko so me na me ye na adwuma nyina ma ana nim se friend Ataa Ayi sa na friend mo minim adwuma o ye taxi driver oh enti debi me wo no ma me yare na me ko me wo ko no am wa sorry dem le le che me see e hwehwe me say me normal bako me can be bia o man jante e ma ya chi me auntie me sister be to what more than 6 months ne de me call man 8 years try man 8 months 2010 me jail me 30 years you say me menyeshi. Say ma me shop, na me shop, oh koro. Shop no go. Me na fufu nyina.
Shop now ye dem.
Shesi moto. Me am wo me shop.
Na we he.
E wo koro. Ana na me wo bad boy ba. Ana oba no so na we nya like 1 month. Na chi mo ko. Se de na me bonya me pai. No be ehun say asem e de to me so. Ye ni mu hwe. Wa ja say. Ene e de atagi me say me na konform here konform. Me so me mo kro no da. Ni me juma na me. Wa ja say. Enti obi be ye juma ma. Won't be bizan say juma be no ye. Ansa no wa ye na juma ma. Me can be bia. Emma je Mr. Bafu bono no boy ade bo ma me. O ya ade pa e ma me lawyer nyina she. De be si na esi.
It's na
Emras na me pe ya bisa.
Na akọtụ ma be say kofi na kwedo e de ba ono na nche da eni say e de ba ono o fele say.
O me feel up say o ma ye fe. O ma hwehwe mo hu say ampa me ni mu hwe. E che so usi mutu mo bia. So yen che de ko no beto so. Say yam de so ma hwe mo hu say me ni mu bia. Ti mu na me na ma so.
Nti
I be depend me lawyer. And me lawyer me born abaso. We dey actually more than 10 years.
December na wo kachre.
What else is your lawyer?
Ghana for.
Oh, me da Ghana for nyina.
So from the video, he mentioned, like he spoke in Juba, he said, this is the time. I have been proven innocent. My only relation with Ataa Ayi was that I was a motor mechanic and I used to repair his motorbike or their motorbikes. And I never knew he was an armed robber. I knew him to be a taxi driver, only to be picked up in church that I was involved in the robbery of Ataa Ayi. Reading from different sources, what I gathered was that during that time, during the conviction, they didn't find any concrete evidence. The only evidence they found was that his contact was on Ataa Ayi's phone, and they realized that he had some communications with Ataa Ayi. They could not retrieve the kind of communications he had with Ataa Ayi. What a failed system. What a failed system. So, like, the only reason he was imprisoned was that he was a mechanic, and then his phone number, his call logs, his number was on Ataa Ayi's phone, that is all. And Ataa Ayi had certain calls with him. And that was guaranteed enough for him to be in prison for over 20 years. Oh, nah, this is sad. This is sad. This is sad. Charlie, these days, if somebody they save your number, you have to be careful. You have to ask, what work do you do? Investigate the person, because you might not know. The person might be arrested, and they would find the person's contact, your contact on the person's phone, and say, no, since your contact is on the person's phone, it means you have committed a crime. The saddest thing was that at that time, he didn't have a lawyer. And that was the main reason why he couldn't defend himself. But even if he couldn't defend himself, does finding his phone number on Ataa Ayi's phone indicate that he's an accomplice? Hey, Charlie, so today, June 5th, 2025, Ajekum, Yawasanti Ajekum is a free man. But the question is, none of the news reporters or any report that we had stated that the state is going to compensate him. We don't know what is happening. Is the state going to compensate him or not? Let me know your thoughts. Do you feel that the state should compensate him? And if the state should, how much do you think he should be compensated with? Because 2 decades of your life wasted, your dignity wasted, everything wasted. His daughter was actually, when I was reading the story, they mentioned that his wife had just given birth. His daughter was there today. Imagine not seeing your father since you were born. Seeing your father in prison because she used to visit the father.
Told us that you were a year older or old when he was arrested. 1 month actually. How old are you now? 23. How does it feel like?
I'm happy.
You're happy to see your father. When he comes home, what will be the first thing that you would do to him?
I'll cook for him.
What will you cook?
Fufu.
Fufu and what?
Like but I'm very happy. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Anytime when I go there and visit him, I feel sad. I can't even eat well if I visit him. But today, it's a tears of joy. I'm very happy and I'm grateful.
All right. I wish you all the best.
What's your name?
Okay.
Jennifer.
So, those are some of the family members. And this is the daughter of Yawasanti, a month old when the father was arrested. 23 years down the line, he's back, and she is so happy to see the father, and she makes the point that she will cook for him when he gets home.
Boy, is a girl on why so they should send the lady's number so that they will console the lady. You people know the you don't have pity on people. You don't have pity on people. Hey, the back benches, be so people there. You don't have pity on the lady. Anyway, share your thoughts in the comment section. This is Lucas Trendz. If today is your first time or you're here to subscribe to the channel, please consider subscribing to the channel. Put your post notification bell on and let us keep on cooking. I'm out. Bye-bye.
King Kiba, boys, a cassava de flavor.